Good evening, Jacqueline.
Good evening.
Good evening. How's it going? How's it going? Jacqueline, how's everything? Is everything okay?
Yes, everything is okay.
All right, perfect. How was the weekend?
I rest.
I rested. Okay. And when you rest, so how do you rest? What do you do?
I sleep.
Only sleeping all the day?
Almost all day.
Almost all day? Okay, okay, that's nice. Yeah, I know people that they really love to sleep. They sleep all the day if it is possible. Personally, I don't understand how is that possible. If, for example, I met a guy, he used to work from Monday to Friday, and he used to finish on Friday at around 5 p.m. And then I got Irene. Welcome back, Irene. Hello, Irene. Can you hear me? Irene, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Hi, good night.
Hi. Good night. How are you? How you doing? Better?
I am fine. I good.
Okay. All right. Yes. So welcome and thank you for joining again, right? So welcome back. Okay, thank you. So yes,
Yes.
you're welcome. Yes, Jacqueline, as I was mentioned, this guy, he really loved to sleep. Imagine he used to get home around 5 p.m. and then at 7 p.m. on Friday, go to sleep. He used to go to sleep at 7 p.m. until the next day, Saturday at 1 p.m. Can you imagine that? From 7 to 1 p.m. the next day. That's a lot. Only because he was hungry, yeah, for lunch. And then lunch, and again at 2 p.m. and again go to sleep until maybe 8 p.m. to have dinner, and then go back to sleep until Sunday at 11 a.m. in the morning. Yes, it's people is addicted to sleep sometimes. Some people they are really addicted to sleep. Yes, good. The rest are coming. Jennifer, did you finish your job already, Jennifer, or you're still working?
Finish.
Finish. All right. So what do you work? What do you do, Jennifer? You and I think who's the other one? Who do you work with, Jennifer? Who's your partner? Jennifer, who is your partner? Who is your coworker? Yeah, like that. Who is your coworker? Jennifer?
Oh, en el audio.
No, your coworker. I mean your for example, your partner, the other person that works with you in the same company. Is that Victor? Victor, your partner?
No, no, no.
Who is it? Christian?
No,
Ludwig?
Cristian es mi hermano.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so welcome. Christian is your brother. I didn't know that. But you mentioned when you said he is working, so that's Christian, right? So Christian is your coworker as well.
No. In my brother is Christian.
Okay.
Um, in company different.
We work in different companies. All right.
Yes.
Okay. And yes. And how many brothers do you have? Jennifer. I'm with Jennifer. How many brothers do you have?
Um, two brothers
Two brothers?
and the four brothers and two
Four bro.
sisters.
Okay. And do your brothers speak English? I can hear in the
No,
background. I can hear in the background like someone is like whispering
In
you.
my boyfriend.
Okay, does he speak English?
Yes.
All right, good. That's nice. So you have a person to practice with. Try to practice with him. If you know someone that, this is for everybody. If you know someone that speak English, try to practice. Do your best always in English. Don't be afraid. A lot of people, and we are ashamed to practice, right? Or we are very like this one, shy. Or some people are very like bashful to practice. Bashful, what is that? Do you understand these two words? Look at the chat. It's shy. What is shy? Jami, what is shy? Shy? What is shy? Everybody in you?
Tímido.
Tímido? All right.
I don't know.
Tímido, yes. When you say that shy, it's like tímido. And how about bashful? It's the same. It's basically the same. Bashful equal when you say that very, una persona tímida, una persona temerosa, una persona no sé, cohibida de cierta manera, right? That doesn't like to do or be proactive. But in English, you need to be very proactive. Yes. Yes, everybody in English, you need to be very proactive, right? Don't pay attention if you make mistake. You don't pay attention to that. You just need to practice. If you have any person in your family, a friend, someone, practice. Try to practice. Yeah, the more you practice, the better you become. But if we don't, so then if we are shy to talk, so then it's not. We will never improve. But you have to. And the homework, did you do the homework? Everybody, I had a homework that you needed to interview one person. All right. I think I received Jennifer's audio. I think. Let me check it out. Jennifer.
Yes.
All right. Listen.
No puedo compartir eso desde el teléfono.
Really? No, don't worry.
Yes.
Yes. I can. Just give me 1 second. This is Jennifer.
Hi, good morning.
Can you hear?
Just take a seat. Thanks. And what is your first last name? My first last name is Jennifer, and last name Aguilar. Oh, and where do you live? I live in Santa Tecla, La Libertad, close to the Santa Cecilia College. And do you have a car? No, I don't have a car. I use the public transportation. And how many brothers and sisters do you have? I have one brother. His name is Christian. He lives with me and mom. Oh, tell me, why are you learning English? I learn English to get a better job, travel to another countries, and learn more cultures. Thank you so much for this interview, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. See you later.
Okay, that was good, Jennifer. It's just that we need more questions, right? We need more questions. Remember the questions like when is your birthday? What do you do exactly? Like for example, what are the other questions? Do you remember the questions? Mariela, what are the questions? Yes. Yes, but we need more information questions. What are the questions? Do you remember the questions?
Wait a minute.
Of course.
What are you going to do tomorrow?
What are you gonna do tomorrow?
What time do you usually go to bed?
All right.
Where are you learning English?
Good. Yes.
Why are you learning English? What did you do yesterday? What
Okay.
do you going to do tomorrow? Which do you prefer, ice cream or cake?
Okay.
How much coffee do you drink a day?
All right. Yes. So you have like a set of questions, but that was good, right? It's just some little things like this one. The word, how do you say that one? It's yeah, a lot of people might say culture, but in reality, it's not cool. It's like sounds like cool, culture, sure, culture. Yes, every yes. The word is not culture, it's culture. At the end, for example, you had the word. Yes, this is for pronunciation. Every time that you had the ending T-U-R-E, this one we grade it like tour, right? We might pronounce like tour, but in reality you pronounce like a sure, like sure, 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 sure. Example, that one is ending with tour. You say sure. It's like if you say like this one, sure, 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 culture, 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 culture. Yes. Let me give you another example. We have this one. This one is agriculture. Agriculture. Yes. Let me give you another one. Maybe um, I'm thinking. Oh, this is good. Furniture. 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 Yes. And this one is infrastructure. Yes. Let me see. Infra infrastructure. Sure. Structure. Or just let's go with the word structure. This one. Structure. So this word is always pronounced like we don't say tour. It's like sure. Sure. Like culture, agriculture, furniture, structure. Yes, always the ending is sure, sure, sure. Actually, for example, in English, you will find a lot of interesting topics about pronunciation. We have the vowel R. Vowel, good. Let me see. Let me ask another one. Let me see. Let me get someone. Okay, savior. Savior. Give me one vowel. One vowel sound.
Um,
A vowel. Just give me one vowel. Any vowel.
A.
A.
A. All right. So I got letter A and then letter R. Okay, good. Give me another vowel. Let me see. Irene, what is the next vowel? Another vowel?
O.
E.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if we go in order, so we have E. Good.
U.
And
Yes.
then the R. So then we have let me see the next one, which is I.
Why?
I.
All right, good. And then we have the next one, which is
O.
O.
O. Good. And then the last one is U,
U.
U.
You.
R. So all of these in English have the same pronunciation. Esa es como la vocal y la R es como la verdadera pronunciación americana. So that's the difference. All of these will have the same. For example, uh, if you have a word like this one, can you think about one word that has R in the middle?
Are.
Uh-huh. But another one that has the word R, A-R. Give me a word that has that letter, that number.
Farm.
Okay. All right.
Arm.
Fur. Okay. Fur is very fur. All right. Fur. That's right.
Bar.
I have the word here, her, right?
Mm.
I might say the word here, like this one. shirt. All right. Let me give another one. Like for
Horse.
example, perk,
Pork.
and we have this one, surf. Surf. If you made this pronunciation, they sounds almost the same. For example, like fur, her, sure, per, surf. This is the American pronunciation. So this one, they have almost, we call it the schwa sound. Hay un sonido que es casi que global para todos ellos, right? For example, her, sure. Pronunciation is very similar. It's just the spelling, right? You say per, serve. It's almost the same. We
Sure.
don't say surf, right? It sounds like surf, perk, shirt, her, fur. It's almost the same. This is the vowel R pronunciation. So every time that you have this one, you need to pronounce it like similar here, right? Struck, sure, call, sure. Fur, here we don't say fur, is furniture. Furniture, furniture. Yes, but later we're gonna talk about this. Right now, yes, just to give an idea, but that's about some pronunciation things. All right. Now we have many things to do. Today we're going to talk about some how frequent we do some activities. We're going to complete it with, let's say today. And tomorrow we're going to begin with past actions. So today we finish with present activities. Tomorrow we start in the simple past. How we pronounce things in the past, how we conjugate verbs in the past. I'm going to send you a big list. You know what? I'm going to send it right now. I have a big list of verbs that you need to practice. And I'm going to send you a list of regular and irregular verbs. Especially, we're going to begin with regular verbs. And then we're going to work with irregular verbs. Let me share with you. This is very a complete, let me see, list. You can check it in your WhatsApp. You can check it in the WhatsApp. It's a complete verb list. You have regular verbs and irregular verbs. It's just to do some practice. So verbs, we need to memorize a lot of verbs, a lot of verbs. For example, when I say the verb, let me see, Sophia, if I said the verb, for example, dream, to dream, is that regular or irregular? Sophie? Sophia, is that regular or irregular?
It's regular verb.
It's regular or irregular? When I say dream, dream, I
Dream.
dream. Uh-huh.
It's regular verb.
Regular verb. Okay. How about, for example, if I said, let me see, drink, is that regular or irregular?
Irregular dream. It's drunk in the past.
Okay. In the past. All right. Good. This is about verbs, right? Verbs practice. Let me get another one. Adele. The verb, for example, let me see, cat. Is that regular or irregular? What
It's
is it?
irregular verb.
It's an irregular verb. Okay, good, very nice. Rocio, how about, for example, if you say the verb stop, is that regular or irregular?
Irregular verb.
It's irregular verb. Okay. All right. Is that correct, Jami? Irregular or regular verb?
Regular verb.
Regular verb. Okay. Good. It's regular in this case. For example, Mr. Gamero. For example, the verb, let me see, purchase. Is that regular or irregular?
Purchase is regular.
It's regular, right? Yes. It's regular verb. Yes. So verb is really essential. Today we're gonna finish with simple present, like topic, but tomorrow we begin with the simple past. So you need to know how to pronounce the regular. You need to establish the difference when you have a regular verb and when you have an irregular verb, and establish the difference, right? I have seen many mistakes. For example, this one, like this. I told you, I think last time, this one, buy, in the past, buyed. And this is terrible. This is not right.
Yes.
Yes, this is very like no. Other examples like this was like go. I don't know how to pronounce it. Go. I go to the beach last week. Oh, okay, it's like no, not at all, right? So you need to know that these are not regular verbs. These are irregular verbs. Or for example, sometimes we put it on the right way. We said work with ed, but in this case what we need to work on is the pronunciation. Work it. Is that
Work.
right? Can I say like that?
No.
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 What is it, Sophie?
Worked.
Okay, worked. How about, for example, if I have let me see, this one. If I say kissed, Oscar kissed his wife today. Is that correct? He kissed his wife. Yes or no? Sophie?
No. Is kissed.
Kissed. Okay. Yes, so we had to establish some differences. And that's what we need to do to avoid these mistakes, right? You don't say bite, this doesn't exist, right? We need to know the verbs. And the list that I sent you, it has a lot of verbs that we need to practice. And it's about memorization, not only pronunciation, but also memorize. And also you need to know the meaning of the verbs. Example like
Okay.
Xavier, draw. What is draw?
Escribir.
Dibujar.
No, dibujar.
Dibujar.
Dibujar, right? But in the past, what is the past of draw?
Drew.
You.
Okay, very good, right? That is correct. How about this one? Let me see. Let me ask Jennifer. Sink. What is that? Give me the meaning in the past.
Son,
Okay, sink in the past. Jennifer, continue. Jennifer? Jennifer, can you hear me?
no sé.
Okay, and what is the past? Repeat the past. Uh-huh. Just tell me, repeat what you said. Okay, all right. Who can help? Who can help Jennifer? What is sink?
Sunk.
Son,
Hundir, sumergir.
Sunk.
It's like sink, right? It's correct. It's like sink. This one.
Sink.
And it's hundirse, right? If you don't know how to swim, you're going to sink, right? Yes, it's terrible. Good. This one. Tear. What is tear? Tear. The meaning. What is the meaning? We need to know the meaning and we need to know the verbs in past. Tear. What is tear?
Romper. Despedazar.
Mm-hmm.
Tor.
Uh-huh. Tore. And what is the meaning? What is the meaning?
Rasgar.
Again?
Rasgar.
Rasgar, right? Tear, torn. Yes, it's correct. Next. Dive. What is dive?
Bucear.
Bucear.
bucear,
Okay, in the past, this is dove, right? Like the animal. Good. How about this one? Hang. What is hang?
Sostener.
Sostener. That is like hold. But this is hang.
Agarrar. Colgar.
It's colgar, right? Like you hang up someone. Okay, in the past, what is the past of hang?
Home.
Okay, it's like hang. Hang, hang. Hang, hang.
Um,
Hung, right? Hang,
Hung.
hung. Yes, pronunciation. Cost. What is the past?
Cost.
Is the same.
Is the same. Very good. Good. Still, what is the past?
Robar.
Yes,
Stole.
good. When and the past?
Stole.
Stole,
Oh,
right? Stole. Yes. Put. In the past
Put.
is the
Put.
same, right? No problem.
Good.
This one. Shut. What is shut? Shut. Uh-huh. Shut
It's the same. Shut.
is the same.
Cerrar.
Yeah, and the meaning is like close, but it's different. When you close, you can close the door. You can also say shut the door. But for example, in technology, you can say shut down the computer, shut it down, like close the system. But the meaning is close. Good. Set. Pass. The pass of set.
Set. The same.
It's the same, right? No problem, right? And you have a lot of verbs that we need to work on. And this is something that we're gonna do starting tomorrow. We need to practice with verbs, a lot of memorization. You need to memorize, especially some pronunciation of the regular verbs. That will be tomorrow. So bless you, Rocio. So if you can take a
Thank
look,
you.
you're welcome. If you can take a look at the
One
verb list.
question.
Yes. Question?
El verbo irregular es el mismo pasado.
No.
No.
When we say irregular verb is because it changes, cambia en el pasado. El verbo regular solo usted le agrega ed, ya lo tiene en pasado, solo que la pronunciación tiene que enfocarse. Pero con los verbos irregulares se llama irregular porque en presente tiene una forma, en pasado tiene otra. Entonces cambia totalmente. Por ejemplo, si yo digo, let me think about one verb, like for example, the very common verb, go. And the past is went. So automatically irregular. Esos son los verbos irregulares, right? Cambian totalmente. And we need to know the present, the past, and the past participle because you need to understand this, right? The three ways: go, when, gone. Go, when, gone. Gone is the ado, ido de los verbos. Ese es otro
Okay.
tiempo. Yes, but you need to know the present and the past to understand the past participle. Otherwise, it will be a little bit confusing. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we have a lot of things to do with these past events. But right
It's
now,
difficult.
it's difficult? Maybe. But it's about memorization. A lot of memorization.
Okay.
You need to memorize verb, right?
Teacher,
Okay.
I have a question.
Of course.
And the verbs regular, past participle is the same past.
The
No sé
regular.
si- Yes.
Yeah, that is correct. Yes. You have the regular verbs, the past and the past participle is the same. For example, you said in the
Okay.
past, this one, in the past you said, I worked, no problem. In the past participle is the same.
It's the same. Okay.
It's the same. Yeah. But the irregulars, they are different. They are totally different. Yes. Normally, when you said past participle es cuando hablamos de tiempos perfectos, como hado, ido. Por ejemplo, si usted dice, he viajado bastante, right? So, esa es la función, he viajado, ya no viajar o viajé. Porque si usted dice, por ejemplo, I have, let me see. Well, in this case, it's the same, right? Let's change it to our regular verb. Let me see, fly. That will be flew. Here. How do you understand that? I have flew to New York. En realidad, alguien quiere decir, yo he viajado a Estados Unidos. I have flew. Pero eso es cuando no se utiliza el verbo en su forma original. I mean, como debe ser, porque flew es pasado. No puedo decir yo viajé. Yo viajé, no. Entonces, usted tiene que saber que en este caso necesita el verbo en participio pasado, que en este caso cambia totalmente, es flown. I have flown to New York. I have flown to United States. So, tenemos que saber los tres tiempos, presente, pasado y participio. Con los irregulares cambian, pero los regulares son los mismos, solo la pronunciación. Okay, forget about that. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna begin step by step pronunciation, some rules of ed ending of the verbs. You have regular and irregular verbs, but we're gonna begin with regular. And today we're gonna complete it with some in simple present, and then I have some other questions for you that we need to practice. Like this one. Let me give you this. Good. Andrea Cardona, can you give me this question? The first one. How would you give me that question? This is present. Yeah, forget about past. Now let's go to present to reinforce this. He drives to work every day. What is the correct? Could be positive, negative, or interrogative.
Is positive.
He, give me the sentence.
He is right to work every day.
He is drive, but remember the verb to be cannot go with another verb. He is drive. No, he drives. He drives to work.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
He drives to work every day.
Correct. Good. Raphael, next. I not think you're right.
I not think you're right.
I not think, but remember you have the verb think. So you need to have the auxiliary, in this case, do or does. It's like, I don't think you're right. Next, Gamero, 3. We have enough time. It's a question. Gamero, Mr. Gamero, question. Give me that question. 3. Your audio?
Okay. Are we have enough time?
Are we have enough time? Remember, verb to be are, have, never together. The question is, do we have enough time? Do we have? Good. Next, let me see. Irene, next, number 4. It's cereal in the morning. Irene?
I eat cereal in the morning.
Perfect. That is very easy. Good. Thank you. Jennifer, next.
Do they greet email every day?
Great. All right. The question is, do they? Let's take a look. That is correct. Good. Next, Jacqueline. 6.
Do they write email?
Do they great? That is correct. Yes. Thank you, Jacqueline. 6.
Do you watch a lot of TV?
But look at no question, no negative,
okay.
just affirmative.
Do you watch a lot of TV?
All right. You watch a lot of TV. Yes. Hugo, next, 7.
He doesn't read the newspaper.
Okay. He doesn't read. That's correct. Good. Adele, next.
Does she dance often? No.
Does she dance often?
Often.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you. Next, let me get another one. Okay, Jaime, 9.
Do where I come on Monday?
Do where, but remember W's questions is always first.
Question. I come on Monday?
It's a question, but you need to have W's question, then you need to have auxiliaries, either do or does, and then complements. The question is, where do I come on Mondays? Okay. Thank you, Eric. Next, 10. It's a question.
What? No sé si sería what do you do on the weekend?
There you go, right? What do you do at the weekend? Yes. Thank you. Let me see, Maurice. 11.
You don't drink much tea.
Very good. Ludwig, 12.
Um, how does he travel to work?
That's correct. Thank you. Let me get another one. Okay, Rocio, next, 14.
Um, 14.
Uh-huh.
Okay. She does catch a cold every winter.
She does catch. Okay, let's take a look. But remember, when you have affirmative, you don't need do or does. It's just the verb in third person. She catches. She catches a cold every winter.
Okay.
Okay. Next, Sophie.
Okay.
Thank you. I often go out.
Do I go out often?
That's right. Good. Let me get another one. Let me see. Mariela, 16.
Do you speak in English?
Do you speak English? All
Do you
right.
speak English?
Do you speak? Okay, thank you. Let me get another one. Rafael, 17.
Mm,
I'm sorry. Yeah, 17. We take the bus often.
the same. We take the bus often.
Often? Okay. Yes, it's correct. Next, Xavier, 18. Oh, I went too fast. That's 17, 18. Okay, good. She now walked to school.
She doesn't walk to school.
She doesn't walk. All right, that is correct. Andrea Cardona, 19.
19. Sorry, 19.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Wait. What are you buy in the supermarket?
What are you buy at the supermarket? Okay, but remember, every time that we have action verbs, we cannot use verb to be. It's the auxiliary do or does. It's like, in this case, is what do
Eh,
you?
what do you, yeah, what do you buy in the supermarket?
All right, that's correct. Jennifer, 20.
How doesn't he carry such a heavy bag?
Okay,
Heavy bag.
yes, how?
How doesn't,
But
how do,
that's doesn't is negative. In this case, just the auxiliary does.
how
How?
does,
Uh-huh.
does he,
Mm-hmm.
how does he carry such a heavy bag?
Such a heavy bag. Okay,
Such
how
a
does
heavy
he?
bag.
Yes, very good. Yes, this is just some questions that you need to understand. Remember, verb to be with action verbs, they never go together. And we're gonna talk right now like some how frequent we do some activities. Like for example, an activity that would do like 100% of your time. What is it? An activity they do all the time is always. How about 90%? What will be the 90%? What is the 90%?
Usually.
Maybe usually, but we have like uh generally. Okay, how about 80%?
10.
Uh-huh. It's normally.
Normal.
Normally.
Okay. 70%.
Often.
Okay, very close. But this case is usually.
Usually.
Okay, how about 60%? 60? Often. Good. How about 50?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, so sometimes. Good. How about 40? 40% of the time.
Occasionally.
All right. Is
Occasionally.
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 Occasionally. How about 30? 30%. 30?
Mm,
Sophie, 30?
seldom.
Okay.
Never.
Seldom? Okay, good.
Seldom.
20%?
20.
Rarely.
Hardly ever.
Okay, you're very close. Is let's say rarely.
Rarely.
Rarely, yes. How about 10%? Like not, yeah, very low.
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever, yes. It's hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Yes. So it's hardly ever. And we have different expressions, right? Okay, good. How about the other one? The last one, when I have, for example, zero, like no activity at all. It's
Never.
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 Yes. Okay, so we have these ones depending how frequent you do some activities. So you can go from always, generally, normally, usually, which are very close. And then you have like often, sometimes, occasionally, seldom. We have rarely, hardly ever, or this one is never. When you never do one activity. So that's the expression. We have other expressions like, for example, let me give you this one. Every now and then. What is every now and then? Adela, what is every now and then? Adele?
Mm, I don't know.
Every now and then. For example, someone's gonna ask you like, okay, Adele, how often do you, let me see, do you go to the beauty salon? Every now and then. I don't go very often, but I don't go like a hardly ever. It's like a every now and then.
De vez en cuando.
De vez en cuando, right? That's the expression, right? Yeah, every
Okay.
now and then, de vez en cuando. And we have other like American expression. We said once in a blue moon. Have you heard this expression? Once in a blue moon. Do you know that expression? Irene, what is once in a blue moon?
Una vez al año.
Uh-huh. Blue moon. So we don't have blue moon, right? Normally we don't. But when you say once in a blue moon. Yes, but you don't translate it like that. It's like, for example, if you ask me, how often do you go to a party? A party, right? I'm not a big fan of parties. So then I would say, "Poof, once in a blue moon, every 5 or 10 years, maybe I go to a party." So then you would say once in a blue moon. So what is that? How do you understand this expression?
Una vez al tiempo.
Yes, una vez al tiempo, or we have a very Salvadorian expression. We said, a las 500, right? I don't know. Have you heard that expression? People say a las 500. So that's something that you don't do very often. That's the expression once in a blue moon. There's a very strong noise. Irene, yes, that's the one, right? We need to control. Yes. So it's once in a blue moon. That's the expression. So and then we come with questions, right? Let me see, like normal activities, but also some not very common activities, right? Activities that are out of maybe the daily routines, not daily routine activities. What could be another question? Normally we go like this one, like how often do you? And then you need a compliment. Let me see, Maurice, ask me a question with with that way.
How often do you eat sushi?
Sushi. I eat sushi once in a blue moon. I don't like sushi. Yes, maybe like
Me,
2 or 3 times, but I don't like it. Right? Yes, good. Thank you. Good. Let me see. Let me ask you. Okay, Natalia, ask me a question. How often do you? Natalie, uh-huh.
Sorry, teacher.
Ask me a question.
With how often do you
Uh-huh. How often do you
go to the church?
to the church? Okay. I sometimes go to church. Not very often, but I go sometimes. Thank you. Jami, another question.
How often do you play soccer?
Um, right now, maybe I occasionally play soccer. I don't play soccer very often now, but occasionally I play. Yes, very good. Yes, let me see another question. Savior, ask me a question. How often do you?
How often do you go with your friends to drink beers?
Okay, all right, good. That's a good question, right? How often do you go with your friends to drink beers? Well, I let's say that I sometimes, not sometimes, it's seldom. I seldom, I seldom go out with my friends, and I don't like beers. I don't like beers. I don't drink, but I go with them, right, to have fun, right? They are drinking beers, I'm drinking soda, but we seldom go out. Yes, that's especially to the beach. Yes. Another question. Let me see. Oscar, Mr. Gamero, ask me a question.
Okay, how often do you go to the gym?
To the gym.
Yes.
Okay. Before the pandemic, I let's say that I usually go like from Monday to Friday, but now it's like I don't go anymore, right? Yeah, because of this situation. But before I used to go from Monday to Friday. Thank you. Another question. Let me get. Let me see. Ludwin, ask me a question with this structure.
Well, how often do you play soccer with your child or
Okay.
child?
Yes. So then I would say that I normally play. I normally play with the kids in the family. Yes. Thank you. So that's the structure, right? You need to use adverbs of frequency, and normally when you need to just give an answer, it's like subject, right? Like I, we, you, they, he, she, it, and then you need to have the adverb of frequency, and then you need to have the verb. Good, like action verbs, right? So I always go. I normally have. That's the structure. But then it's different when you have the verb to be. When you have the verb to be, is different. You got subject, and then you have this one, the verb to be, and then you have the adverb of frequency. See the difference, right? The first one is I always have, but in this one with the verb to be is like I am always on time. So the position is a little bit different. But then these are some questions that we need to work on. And I'm going to send you a set of questions to practice. And then you will need to create some groups and create some questions. Let me see. Um, I'm going to create, let me see, 4. Let me see, we are right now, let me see, 20. 20. Who do you think is the most famous in this group? Who do you think is the most famous in this group? Everybody, who do you think is the most famous? Who? Give me one name. We're going to create, like, let's say, 5 groups. We're going to create 5 groups, right? But we need to select 5 members, and they need to select the other members. So let's say, let's select some like not the leaders, but let's say like the famous ones, right? Who do you think is the most famous one in this group?
Yummy.
Jamie. Okay, we got Jamie. Okay, we had the first one. It's Jamie. Another one besides Jamie?
Maurice.
Okay, good. That's revenge.
Yeah.
Maurice. Okay. Another one. We need 5. Uh-huh. Give me another name.
I think Mr. Gamero.
Mr. Gamero, right? Yeah, Mr. Gamero, yes. Yes, it's I'm sorry, that's not the right. It's Gamero. Mr. Gamero. All right. So we got Maurice, Gamero, and Jamie. Another one, you need 2 more. You need to select another one. Another person? Okay, opinions, everybody. Yes. Tell me, who do you think is the other 2? Okay, Mr. Gamero, give me another name. Whoever you want.
Okay, Sophia.
Sophia, okay. Sophia, good, thank you. Sophia, select another one.
Oscar.
No, Oscar is Mr. Gamero. Yes.
Mr. Camero. Adele.
Adele. Okay, good. Adele. Okay, so we're gonna create five people. Let me see. 5 is gonna be assigned manually. Okay, good. So let's begin with number 1. Let's say that let me see, Maurice. Maurice, select anybody else except the 5 people. Select another people. Select one to your group.
Michelangelo.
Michael, but Michael I think is not here. Another one. The ones that are here.
Teacher.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Michael is here. I'm sorry. Yes, he's here. Okay, so we got Maurice and Michael. Good. Let me see. Let me get another one. Let me see. Jamie. Select other people for your group.
Natalia.
Jamie. I'm sorry. No, she's not
Natalia.
there. It's
Natalia, yeah. Natalia Alvarenga.
okay.
She's there.
She's there. Okay.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
here.
Let me see. Nah, I'm gonna do it later. Okay, Natalia. Good. Now, Mr. Gamero, select another person. You need to select 4.
Mr. Hugo.
Hugo. Okay, very nice. Sophia, select another one.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Good. Adele, select another one.
Andrea.
Andrea. Okay, good. Maurice, select another one.
Let me see.
Can you put everybody, the ones that were selected, can you put a reaction, Like the ones, for example, reaction, let's say like this one. So that means I am taken, no more, right? The
Mariela
ones that,
Denise,
uh-huh.
I think.
Who? Mariela?
Mariela,
Okay, Mariela. Okay, very good. Yes. All right, let me see. Jamie, another one.
Eric Quinteros.
Eric Quinteros. Okay, very good. Mr. Gamero, select another one.
Okay, Natalia Alvarado.
Natalia, I think Natalia is taken, right? Natalia is taken, I think. Yes, or maybe not. Okay, not a remember your people. Good. Sophie, another one.
Ludwig.
Ludwig, very good. Adele, another one.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, but I think Jacqueline is taken.
Okay.
Mhm.
Javier.
Xavier, okay, good.
Xavier.
Okay, thank you. Maurice, another one.
um, let me see, let me see. I don't know. Rocio is already taken.
No, I think no.
Rocio.
Rocio, okay, very good. Let me try to organize it. So then Maurice, so you have Maurice, you have Michael. Who else do you have?
I have Mariela and Rocio.
Rocio and Mariela. I need to find Mariela.
With Oscar Gamero.
Oh yes, it's true. So you
Ah,
okay? So they know. Take another one.
me. Hugo
It's taken. It's
is
good metal.
taken.
Hmm.
Irene.
Irene. Okay,
Irene.
very good. That's your group. So then we have Adele. Who's your people? It's Adele,
Um, Rafael.
Rafael. Another one.
Um,
Hmm.
let's see. Um, Eric.
Eric. Okay, now select another one.
Another. I don't know.
Select another one.
Michael. Michelangelo.
Michael is taken. It's with let me
With
see, with
me.
Maures. Yes, another one.
Mm,
Hmm. Tell me another one. You have I don't know, Jennifer, for example.
Jennifer. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. And then we have for example the other one. It's Sophie. Who's your people, Sophie? Who is your
Is
people?
Jacqueline Ludwig.
Jacqueline. Okay, and then we have Ludwig. Okay, and another one.
Mm, Eric.
Eric, but Eric I think is taken. Okay, let's go with those ones, not a problem. Let me see, Jamie, your people is
Natalia and Eric.
Natalia and Eric, but Eric is taken. Another one.
Uh, Eric he's come with me.
Okay, but
Eric and
Eric,
Natalia.
Eric was taken with Adele. Yeah, select another one.
Mariela.
I don't know.
You have
Mariela
Xavier,
is
Andrea Cardona.
who's missing.
Oh, Andrea, maybe.
Andrea is taken for Oscar Gamero. No.
Nope.
Natalia.
Andrea.
Andrea, okay. Okay. Natalia.
Natalia, Andrea,
And only
Natalia
those.
and Andrea. Yeah.
Yeah, 3, not a problem. Mr. Gamero has, let me see, 4. Hugo, Xavier, and Mariela and Gamero. Yes, so we have some different groups. Basically, we have 5 groups. 5 groups. So what we're gonna do is like in this group, you will have to create some questions like how often questions, but something that is not very common. Something is like that is not that you need to get like more information, like information that is not very in our daily routine. For example, let me ask a question. Let me see, Jamie. Let me see, Jamie. How often do you go on a date?
No.
You can invent, not a
Okay.
problem. Yeah, don't tell me the truth. Invent.
I.
Invent, not a problem. I always go on a date every
Always.
okay,
I always want
but
on a day.
every Saturday or every Sunday, okay, like that. Good. Then questions that are not very common. For example, let me see, Mariela. How often do you find money on your way? How often do you find money?
I never find money.
And really, never? You have never found money? Okay, but some
No.
people so occasionally or they seldom find some money. Questions that are very strange. Good. Let me ask you, for example, let me see. Good. Savior, let me see. How often do you fight with your friends, maybe?
With my friends, I never fight with my friends.
I never fight with my friends. Okay, good. Let me see, Mr. Ludwin. Ludwin, let me
Yeah.
see. How often do you drink until you cannot walk? I know that you're gonna say never.
Uh,
Mhm.
Drink.
How often do you drink until you cannot walk?
What's the meaning walk?
Walk.
Okay. The question is,
How
how
often?
often I
Uh-huh.
drink?
Drink, yeah, drink like beers or something, and until you cannot walk.
Um, well,
Uh-huh. I
I,
never, right?
I hardly
I
ever.
I hardly ever drink in that way. Okay, like that. So you need to just questions that are not very common. Let me see, Adele. Adele, let me see. How often do you go so depressive with Adele music?
How often do you
How
press it?
often how often do you go depressive with Adele music?
Mm,
Never, right?
never. I never go to the pressive.
Depressive, right? Depressive. Hello, it's me. No, never.
No, never.
Okay, never. Okay, yes,
Never.
I never got depressed, right? Yes, she has very. She's a good singer, but she has some songs that are very like very depressive. I think sometimes, right? It depends the context, how you take it. All right, good. Yes. Let me see. For example, Natalia. How often do you go dancing all night?
Twice, no, twice of week.
Twice a week, really? All right, so that's very, it's like I always, let's say, right, I always go on a go dancing. Okay, questions like that, don't ask questions like, for example, like routine questions. Ask questions that are not very common, not very common. So you need to create with your group, you need to create minimum 12 questions. Minimum 12 questions. And all of you, you need to have the same questions, like how often do you, and then the complement, but a question that is not very common. Don't ask a person like, for example, Mr. Camero, how often do you take a shower? And we know that he takes a shower every day, right? Right?
Only how often?
Yeah, only how often question. Yes, with how often, but then the complement is different. So the person can answer always, sometimes, never, occasionally, or hardly ever, or hardly ever. Yes. So then, but try to ask questions that are not very common with your group. So you need to create 12 questions. Understand?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. Go with your group and really work it out.
Clear how the Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Okay, everybody go to the and accept the invitation. Hugo, Xavier, Mariela, Irene, Rocio.
Hello.
Okay. Do you see the invitation? Can you accept it? Natalia?
I don't see the invitation.
The invitation? Okay, let me take a look at this. And who's your group, Natalia? Who's your group, Natalia?
With Jamie.
Jamie.
With Jamie.
Okay, Jamie's number 4. Okay. Yes, let me send you to. Okay, go with Jamie.
Teacher,
And
can you
say, who's your people? Who's your group, Xavier?
with Mr. Gamero?
Gamero, I think Gamero is group number 5. Okay.
I, Mr. Mauri.
You go with Maurice?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you some. Don't accept right now. Don't do it. Don't accept. Not right now. Now let me send you with number 1. That's Maurice. Good. Now yes. Can you see it, Rocio? Can you see the indication? I mean the invitation? Rocio? I think you do.
Now is the professor. We have a question.
Oh, yes.
Volaste el año pasado.
Ajá.
What is the question?
Can you use the
You
how
play
often
last year.
with
Play
the
last
with
year.
with the verb in past? How
Yes.
often do you flew?
No, in this
Flew
case, no.
last year.
No,
No,
no sería how often
No.
did you fly?
yeah, in this case, it's like, yes, but remember that the how often when you talk about the adverbs of frequency, normally is for present. We don't use it for past. We don't use it. For example, how often did you like maybe you can put it like, for example, how often did you play when you were a child? So maybe yes, in past. Or like how often did you travel to United States? It could be, right? Could be, but it's not very common. It's more common for present. Like, for example, like how often do you travel to another country? That could be a question, right? Because it's something that is happening frequently. So how often do you travel? Normally it's with the present.
Eso quiere decir que entonces los verbos irregulares no se pueden utilizar mucho con esta how often.
Sí, se pueden utilizar, pero solo en presente, only in present. For example, the verb, let's say that, let me see, eat, right? The past is ate, but right now we are in present. It's like someone's gonna ask you like, hey, how often do you have, let's say, let me see, what? Um, Typical food for breakfast, right? How often do you eat? Yes, you can use the Michael, but in present, it doesn't matter if you use regular or irregular. But that's only for the past. Right now, only in present. Okay.
Okay.
What questions do you have? Irene? Can you ask me a question? Irene, ask me a question.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Ahorita. How often do you go to have coffee with your wife?
How often do you go to have coffee with your wife? Good. That's a good question. Very nice. Rosillo, ask me
Coffee
another question.
with your wife.
Wife. Thank you. Rosillo?
How often do you travel outside the country?
Okay, good question, right? How often do you travel? Maurice, another question?
How often do you charge your cell phone?
Do you charge? Okay, good. Right, maybe almost all the time, right? Like 5 times during the day, sometimes. Nah, maybe 2 times. Good. Michael, another one?
Let me see. How often do you sing in karaoke?
How often do you sing in karaoke? Okay, very good. That's a good question. Well, maybe I basically I usually sing in karaoke, not in a real karaoke, but maybe when I'm driving or when I'm at home, right? So I'm playing music and I'm singing, even though I can't, but I just try to imitate. Yes, good. Singing is
Maurice,
good. I'm sorry.
Maurice sing.
Really?
Maurice sing.
Is that
Every
Yes,
day in the
he
bathroom.
is
e-
famous
Every
in
day in
Colombia.
the bathroom.
every
In the
day in the
bathroom
bathroom, right? Right. True.
and sing alone.
Good. Did you complete the 12 questions? You need to have 12 questions. All of you, you need to have the same questions. Do you have the 12? Because right now we have 12 questions.
No.
Did you complete it?
No.
How many do you have?
And we need the question and the answers,
I know only the
or just the
questions.
questions.
Only the questions because you're going
Okay.
to ask the other people on the other groups.
Okay.
Okay. So you need
In
Okay.
to,
group at 6 questions.
okay, but you need 12. So you need six more. Complete the six
Oh my
more.
God.
All right. And
Okay.
then, all
Okay.
right.
Okay.
es how often do you drink milk? Bueno, creo que los tenemos desordenados, pero esa es la que tengo yo de primero. How often do you eat panes con pollo?
Okay.
How
That's all.
often,
That's Go ahead.
how often do you prepare a surprise of your, no sé cómo se pronuncia esa palabra?
Couple.
Oh, okay.
Couple, your couple.
Casa.
How often do you prepare a surprise for your couple? Okay, very good. That's a good question. What else do you have? What other question? You need to have 12 questions as a group. So you need to have the same questions. What other questions, Eric?
How often do you go to the beach?
All right.
How often do you go to the movies? How often do you do exercise?
Uh-huh.
Y
And uh-huh.
how often do you take vacation?
Do you take vacations? Good. Adele, how about you? What are your questions?
How often do you visit your best friend?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you do medical exam? How often do you go running?
Okay. Very good.
Um,
And Rafael, how about you?
Mm, how often do you go to swimming pool?
Do you go? Yes,
How
yes. How
often?
often do you swim? For example, try to ask some open questions. How often do you swim? Yes. Continue.
Yes, it's more logical.
Uh-huh.
How often do you travel out of countries?
To another country. Mm-hmm.
How often do you go to the theater?
To the theater, right? Similar like in terrors, like how often do you go to the movie? But you need to have the 12 questions, right? All the questions together. You need to have the same questions. Like las 12 preguntas las tienen que tener todos, right? Adele, Jennifer, Eric, and Rafael, because you're gonna ask those questions to another classmate, another classmate, not your group, another classmate. You need to try to ask like questions that are not very common, like that one, right? How often do you eat panes con pollos? Jennifer, how often do you eat those panes con pollos? Mhm. Jennifer,
Lo siento, no escuché.
how often do you eat panes con pollos?
I rarely eat panes con pollo.
Okay, and which occasions do you eat them?
In the weekend,
Okay, on the weekend only. All right. Okay.
celebrate
In a celebration, yes.
birthday,
In a
in the
birthday.
birthday.
Okay. Yes.
Mm,
And on Christmas time, right? On Christmas, it's very common to have panes con pollos. It's very like a traditional custom that we have. That on Christmas everybody has panes con pollos. Well, and some people, not everybody, but you need to have 12 questions to ask the other people, but questions that are not very common. And we're gonna go back because it's almost time, and then I'm gonna explain you what we're gonna do. Yes. Okay. One moment. You need to have 12 questions. Remember, 12 questions, not 3, 12. Okay, almost everybody's here. So we're waiting for the other ones. Sophie, Andrea. Okay, well, almost everybody's here. In a few seconds, everybody's gonna be back. I told you to have 12 questions, remember, as a group, but you individually, you need to have those 12 questions. You need to have 12 questions because yeah, tomorrow we're gonna work in pairs, and it's called like you need to have you need to keep you need to have one of your classmates talking for 3 minutes minimum. So tomorrow we're gonna work with time, like speaking for 3 minutes, 3 minutes talking. Like for example, I take, imagine I have a lot of questions, and then I'm gonna ask like a Mariela, right? Okay, Mariela, I'm gonna ask you questions. So Mariela's gonna be answering for 3 minutes. So you need to ask all the questions that you can to Mariela. So Mariela has to defend herself for 3 minutes, right? For 3 minutes, and then vice versa. You need to defend yourself out of 3 minutes. I don't know, right? That's why you need to have minimum 12 questions. So you can ask a lot of questions to the next person. And it's not only to say like, hey, how often do you go to the beach? Always. Thank you. Next question. No, I need conversation, right? Long answers, right? I hardly ever go to the beach because I prefer to go to this place and I don't like the beach that much, and give a lot of information. Like for example, another very easy question, like how often do you go to the movies? Well, I hardly ever go to the movies, especially with this pandemic. You know, there's a lot of uh, maybe a risk to go there, so it's better to stay home and watch Netflix. A lot of questions. So tomorrow you need to select one classmate and you're gonna ask him for 3 minutes. So you need to have a lot of questions for tomorrow. Understand what we're gonna do tomorrow?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. For 3 minutes. Thank you. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Sleep well. I see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Have a good
See
one.
you tomorrow. Good
See you
night.
See
tomorrow.
you
Good
tomorrow,
night.
teacher.
Bye
See
bye.
you
Bye, everybody.
tomorrow.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. To Maria.